Hello, thank you for tuning in to this section of reads. These readings are always valid for whenever you come to them. This is on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca, just in case it's floating around somewhere else. That's where it's supposed to be. The card information and the dice, all that's down below if you're interested in what I'm using for these readings. I'm also, if you're near Herkimer, New York, I am doing in-person readings at Renewed and Rescued. Email me for details if you want an appointment. Thank you very much to those of you who've already reached out. I appreciate it. That's all I really have for this part. Besides that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email, same information. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Virgo? The funny part is, the funny not so funny, there's this one card that I always think that earth signs really don't care for. And as I'm shuffling, that one card flies right out of the deck. And it's the Wheel of Fortune. And the reason I think earth signs like you, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, don't really care for it is because y'all like to plan and you like to know what's going on. You don't like this, like, things just popping up when they pop up type thing. Even if it's a good thing, it's usually not like no, we could have planned that better. Or, no, if you told me ahead of time, this could have gone even better than it did. It's just my impression of earth signs, just to be fair. So it flies right out of the deck while I'm shuffling. I'm like, really? Like, we have to do that? Like, like that has to be a thing? It's fine. Let's see what happens, because this is also, I say this a lot with the readings, it's either happening or it's not. If it's not, don't worry about it. If it is, it's just already happening. You watching this reading isn't making this happen. So if it is happening, somebody made a bad choice. That's interesting. Somebody else made a bad choice. Yeah, somebody else made a bad choice, and they might be sticking to it. Are they blocking you? Are they blocking Virgo from something here? Because it feels like whatever this was, or currently is, I should say, you used to be more comfortable with it. There's also half-truths flying around here. The Knight of Swords coming in like this, and then the Temperance card also coming in the same way, which means not fully upright information, not fully upside down. It's like we got a mix going on here, a bit of both. With the Knight of Swords coming in like that, that means that there's half-truths coming in. That's the way I read it. And it's kind of like, maybe it's something that they feel like is okay, but just because they think it's all right doesn't mean it actually is. I'm the type of person, a half-truth is still a lie. Because when you're saying a half-truth, you're doing it to manipulate and to get what you want out of the situation. You're not telling somebody the truth. If you told them the full truth, the reason you wouldn't is because it would affect them in a way that you don't like, but they are entitled to that truth, that people should have the truth. Also, with the Temperance card coming in right with it, that's action that may not be going somewhere, but it might be going somewhere. It's like half-truths and people trying to back that up with action that may be a waste of time partially. Neither of those cards are really bad in themselves, but the way this energy might be mixing together, it's kind of like half-truths and a little bit of like pomp and circumstance, dancing around, trying to make something look better than it actually is, dancing around literally, could be causing you a lot of commotion. The thing is, Virgo, when things aren't what they normally are, when things start to change and they change out of nowhere, Virgo's not usually comfortable with that and will step back and be like, what is the deal with that? Usually we'll have a little bit of a pause, like, no, I don't think that's right. And trying to understand, like, is this just a moment or what's happening? Virgo will try to make sense of it. Try to be like, why? Where did that come from? Was the writing on the wall for this? Like, where did that come from? Six of Cups, trying to find the history of the situation. I don't feel like Virgo's one to like ruin anything, but to take pause and be like, all right, we're still moving forward, so I guess I got to keep working with this, but not really caring for what's going on here. Kind of like, why? What's going on here? Why is this abrupt change happening? Why are we doing that? All right, I see these cars. Just want to see how they're... All right. Whoever this is, they know what they're doing. Somebody's making a change. They don't really have the most stable foundation moving forward. So it's like all of a sudden somebody's saying, we're going to go on this trip, and I've saved X amount of dollars for it, but they haven't planned out how much of this is going to be used for that, how much of this is going to be used for that. They haven't booked the reservation, if you will. They're just like, no, we got the money, let's just go, let's see what happens. It's kind of like, wait, what? Some people can travel like that. That's not usually Virgo's thing. Kind of like, okay, I understand we have the money, but there could be a lot of wasted money if we don't, like, you know what I mean? We could end up with a lot of frustration here. If we end up in a city and they're having a convention and there's no rooms available, or we're stuck with the leftovers, we might be really sorry for that. We should plan ahead and see what's going on and see what we can get and kind of shop around a little bit. That's not happening here. Somebody's making up their mind. They want to do what they want to do. They're just excited. They might have kind of geared it that way. That may be the reason for the half-truths. If they just do it this way, they feel like they can do it the way they want to. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying that's what I'm getting. Although I feel like my face is probably saying a lot, like, I don't know if I like that. But they're doing what they want to do. They're making it happen the way they want it to happen. This is a bit stressful. I don't understand what's going on, and I feel like I'm just going along with it. But I'm feeling the Virgo energy, like, I don't know about this, but I guess we're going to do this. And that's where this comes in next. This shows up, the Wheel of Fortune, and it's like, is it your friend? Is it not your friend? Okay. This next part coming in is very interesting because it's kind of like if people want to do these things and tell their half-truths and play little games, it's kind of like, how do we make the impression on them for them to not do that? Which, take it with a grain of salt. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't, you know what I mean? But I'm getting like, if we have to play the game to stop the game, then maybe we got to do what we got to do. There's an obstacle coming up. The Wheel of Fortune came up, but it's also coming up with obstacles and the moment where we need to figure it out and sort it out. The thing is, whatever this is, I feel like you could do this as Virgo. I don't feel like this is really shocking, but it's kind of like, all right, this is what's going on. This is what we like. This is what we don't. And I feel like Virgo would be like, all right, let's take it down to the base. What's going right here? What's not? What can we correct? What can we put on top of that? What can we put on this next? What can we do on that next? So it's like, all right, we are traveling. We're in this town. We can't find any rooms. All right, first thing, let's pull over to the side here and take a minute. How much money do we have for the whole trip? If we're like, if we're going to divide it out real quick, food, lodging, entertainment, just to make it simple. Divide out, okay, these are going here, this goes here, this goes here. This is how much we're going to allow for each. Okay, so for lodging, this is how much we're allowing for lodging. How many days is it going to be we're traveling? Let's divide that out. How much do we have per day to use that? Okay. And then, like, what places would accommodate that? How far away would they be? Which, you know, gas and travel and all the other stuff. What's doable, what's not doable. I feel like this would be a normal Virgo thing to do. You could pull it together for them. You could be like, all right, your brain was a little bit unprepared for this, but I can do it. I can bring it down to the base level and rebuild it, think it out. This is how this needs to go. This is how that needs to go. Okay. There's some possibilities here. You could just fix it. You could, because I feel like whatever this is, you could just fix it. But there's another option, something to consider. Because if we go that direction, I feel like we're just going to keep, this is going to keep going. This is going to happen again. This is going to happen again. This is going to happen again. So Take this next one with a grain of salt. You kind of want to secure what you need to secure. Secure what you need to secure and make them sort it out. So if I'm going to go through the same analogy, it's kind of like, all right, I need to secure the funds so we don't really end up in a problem here. I don't want them spending, you know, more than half of what we're using for this on just one night stay, because that's going to make the whole rest of this trip a very unhappy moment. So it's kind of like, all right, let me secure the funds first. Secure what you need to secure. Give them like, all right, I've decided you could use this much for lodging today. Figure it out. I don't know, figure it out. It's kind of like, and I feel like that's how I would say it. Like, I don't know, figure it out. That's all you can do. That's that much money. That's it. And you know how to, like, I feel like you know what to do with that. And then make them do the legwork. Make them do the calls. Make them look online. Make them find this. Make them find that. Make them do the legwork. It's kind of like secure what you need to secure. That's why I feel like these two are here. Kind of like secure what you need to secure with the King of Cups, and then just pull back and be like, all right, that's all we can spend today on lodging. Figure it out. I don't know, how far can we travel away? You tell me. I don't know, how far do we want to? You know, what type of accommodations do we have to have? You tell me. Can we get a double room and then just have people sleep on cots? Do we need suites? Can we even get that for this money? How far away would we have to go to get it? Find out. Go search. Go find it. Go do it. Go ahead. I feel like it's kind of like stepping back and making them fix it, but giving restriction at the same time. If you can do that, that might really kind of like give the impression like, you know, being all willy-nilly is fun on certain things and certain occasions, but maybe this wasn't the time to do that. If you're willing to do that, I do feel like you might have I take this with a grain of salt, unprecedented level of success with this situation and or person, because I don't think they're going to like this moment. And it's kind of like, well, I don't like it either, but since you made the choice to get us here, I don't feel bad for you being the one who sorts it out. You don't like it? Well, maybe you shouldn't. Because why should it be dumped on me just because you wanted to make crazy decisions? Which, hey, it is what it is. I feel like the situation will work out, but also I feel like whoever or whatever this is, be it situational or person, it will kind of make, it'll make a mark. Reminds me of the movie Tommy Boy, when he gets smacked with the board. He's like, oh, that's going to leave a mark. Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to. You're supposed to remember it. You didn't like it, don't do it again. I know this is a brutal explanation or analogy, but, you know, you may be surprised that it might correct this situation again. Because it's kind of like, I see it like, there's a question mark. Is this going to happen again? Are they going to do this again? It's a question mark. You got fogged in. They're going to want to do it again. But let's be fair. Some people have a learning curve. This might be a pattern you want to adopt. Maybe they do this again. Maybe they get the whim that you were just maybe, oh, Virgo was having a day. That's why they made me do that. They won't do that to me again. Do that to them again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it as many times as you have to make the point. Because if they want to make these decisions, hey, I guess they do. But they also need to, like, pick up their own mess. And the more you make them pick up their own mess, the more they're not going to like it. Again, like, I feel like that one piece was very important. Create certain restrictions so that you secure what you need to secure, and then after those restrictions are set, then be like, okay, now that's all you're going to get. Fix it. Make it happen. It's supposed to be uncomfortable for them. Like, it's part of taking responsibility for your actions. Like, not for nothing, isn't it? I don't feel bad about it. I feel like ultimately, through this trial and error, you could secure it and be a lot happier with this whole situation, especially if it's a work situation for some of you, especially. Because I feel like Virgo is very shrewd. You know how far you can get away with certain things, and you know what you need to do to make the impression, and you can make it look nice and pretty and still get your point across and get done the way it needs to get done. I feel like you could be a lot happier with this situation. This is also in the realm of, like, And I feel like Virgo's good with this, but maybe I'm wrong. Not everybody's going to like you, but you don't need everybody to like you. I usually think Virgo's good with this. It's kind of like, oh, you don't like me, as long as you don't get in my way, whatever. The right people like Virgo. The right people do like you. But in the normal world, nobody is liked by everybody. Not in this planet. It's just not a reality. Nobody is liked by everybody. Even no matter how good you are, how wonderful you are, how perfect you can do things, nobody is liked by everybody. So I feel like Virgo gets that. I feel like y'all know that. Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.